Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kelly's Bead Boutique. So this is another installment in my quick and easy earring series where I show you how to make a really cute pair of earrings in no time at all. If you want to see how I make them, come and join me. So to make our beautiful Anjanette earrings, we're going to be using some 22 gauge gold craft wire. I've got some gold ear wires. I've also got some head pins that have a ball on the end of them. I have some oval jump rings, a couple little gold spacers. I have some small sort of 3x4 Chinese crystal, and I have some larger, about a 6x8 Chinese crystal. And I have a pair of these beautiful they're sort of like a laser etch on a coin bead. These are from the Czech Republic, and they're just beautiful. Now these do come, we will send you a matching set, but we can't guarantee the color of the lotus that you'll get. They range in color from blues to sort of this greeny color, but your pair will match, but if you turn them over, they might be a little bit different color. It's just the way that the light picks up, but they're all beautiful equally. So as far as tools today, we're going to be using our round nose pliers, a pair of our cutters, some chain nose pliers, and our bent chain nose pliers. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is cut myself some wire. So I'm going to cut about 6 inches or so. Now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and go towards the end. So I'm going to leave about 1 inch of wire on the other end. And I'm going to have my tool parallel to the table, and I'm going to use my thumb and just bend away to make a nice sharp bend like that. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to go towards the end because I want to have a little bit smaller of a loop. And I'm going to start from behind and go up and over and down, and then use my thumb to push straight down. Now I'm going to open up my pliers, rotate them so they're parallel to the table, give that a squeeze, and pull that wire straight to the back. And then I'm going to just kind of rotate my right hand here until I get something that makes it look a bit like a stop sign. Now I'm going to take my pliers and place it right over top of that loop, and I'm going to pull that nice and snug, and then I'm going to wrap twice. I'm just going to go down twice, and then I'm going to go up a few times. We're trying to create that little bit of a bulky wrap. Now if you get to a place where you find it hard to do, take the tip of your pliers and grab the tip of your wire and give sort of a pull around, and then let go when you come around to the top. You might find it a lot easier to manipulate your wire if you have an extra set of tools to do that with, and that's why I love those bent chain nose pliers. And now I'm going to come in with my cutters and give that a little trim. Now I always want to turn it so that I can see the wire coming towards me, and I'm going to take the tip of my pliers and just tuck down that little burr. I'm just giving it a really gentle nudge. I don't want to push too hard because I could damage everything I've done there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to put on is my faceted Chinese crystal. And then I'm going to place on my little gold bead. And then I'm going to place on my beautiful Czech Glass Lotus bead. And now what I want to do is I want to create a loop, but I want it to be exactly the same direction as the one that I've already got. So I hold it in my hand in the direction that I want the loop. And now I can just pull across it. And I know that now my loop is going to go around that way in the same direction. So I'm going to repeat like I did at the beginning. I'm going to go in the same spot, go up and over and down, rotate my pliers, pull that wire around, and just kind of pull it around until it's up where you want it to be. And now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and go right across there. Make sure you got a good grip on that. Go down a couple times and then go up. And you just want to get it so that it looks really nice and it has that sort of bulky look to it. Take the flush side of your cutters and come in and give that a little trim. Now again, I want to turn this around so that the wire's coming around and at me. I can see it coming right here. I'm going to take the end of my pliers on the end of that wire and give it just a little tiny push so that it's not sharp at all. So now you want to take your pliers and just kind of adjust anything that needs to be adjusted. I can see that this kind of moved ever so slightly. So now's the time when you just want to just do the little bit of tweaking that needs to be done. And that's exactly the look that we're going for. So now I want to create my little dangles. So I'm going to take one of my head pins and one of my little faceted beads, and I'm going to place it on there. And I want to take the very, very tip of my pliers. I want to have just the very end there. And I'm going to bend away, and I'm going to create a little dangle by going down to the very end. I don't want to have a big loop here, so I'm just going to go up and over and down, rotate that plier and pull it around. And now I want to place it inside that loop that I just created. So this is on the bottom one, so that's the top where the ear wire is going to go. So it's going in the bottom one. I want to give that a little wrap. So again, we're going to do the bulky wrap. So I'm going to go down once, twice, and then I'm going to work my way back up to my plier. And the good thing about the bulky wrap is it doesn't matter how it turns out. If it's a little messy, that's exactly what we want. So bulky, messy, whatever works out for you. Give that a little bit of a trim. And now I'm going to come in and just push down those little ends there. Okay, I've got to repeat that one more time. So just go to the very end here. Do a little bend away, and then we're going to go up and over and down, and we're going to get that nice and straight, and then we're going to place it through the end here, and then we're going to wrap that up. And you can use your pliers if you find a little bit easier. This wire is a little bit heavier than the wire that we used to construct the first part of the earring, so sometimes it can be a little stiffer to use, so it might be a little bit easier if you use your pliers. So now I just want to trim off that little tail, so I'm going to come in with my cutters, give that a snip, and again I'm going to tuck down that little burr. Okay, so to do my final one, I'm going to repeat as I did at the beginning. So I'm going to bend away and make my little loop. But this time, instead of attaching it, I'm actually going to wrap it up. So I'm going to get to that stage, and now I'm going to actually wrap it. So I'm just going to go down twice, and then I'm going to work my way back up. So, and it's a little bit easier when you're doing this if you let go of the wire versus wrapping it around the tool. You'll find you'll have a little more success with that. Now I'm going to take my cutters and give that a little trim. And then I'm going to turn this around so that I've got my little burr hanging out there, and give it just a little smush down, make sure it's not poking out right there. Now I'm going to use my oval jump ring. And the reason I have an oval jump ring versus a round one is I want this to hang a little lower, and also it needs to be out of the way of the other two, and I'll show you in a second here. So what I'm going to do is split these in half, so I've got just a little bit of wire hanging out there. And I'm going to come in with that opened up oval jump ring, and then I'm going to close that up. And now you'll be able to see when I hang these that this middle one hangs a little bit lower, and it also doesn't get hung up in between those. So I did try using a round one in there, and it just didn't want to hang correctly. So by having the oval, it just gave me the look that I was going for. Now our final step is just to add our ear wire. So I'm just going to pop that through, and I'm going to close that up, and then I'll come back and show you the completed pair. So there you go. There's our beautiful Anjanette earrings made with these gorgeous laser printed lotus beads. I think these ones are so pretty, and when they're on, they have so much movement from all these little dangles on the bottom, and the gold playing against this soft sort of turquoise color is just fabulous. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. They were sweet and simple, super easy to make, and they look adorable on. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from everybody. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do so. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.